Hey guys, Nightwolf here. I was just playing WoW and I was thinking, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, know your class, know your class, know your class. And I'm like, okay, you gotta know your class, but you gotta know your fucking race. Because each race is good for certain things. Like, the human is the best, is a pretty good race for anything, right? Really. A rogue, a gnome would be a good rogue because his one racial ability is the trap escape. Okay, what also mages. A gnome is good for anything, his racial, because it helps you get out of traps. Okay, that hunter actually yeah. Okay, now let's get on to say I think the best for a priest. I want to know what everyone else thinks the best priest racial ability a priest should have. I'm saying a night elf, because night elves, you could be in an instance, you could wipe and you could go shadow meld, or a lot of the priests have fade, but if you don't have, say you don't have fade on your bar because you don't want to use it, usually you have it somewhere though, but you don't have it on your hotbar or hotkeyed or whatever. Um, you don't have fade on your hotbar, um, but you have your racial ability on your your bar, a bar, and you click it. Um, I think for a lot of things, the all night elves in instances, if you're about to wipe a night elf, I'm not saying the night elves are like pussies and shit, but you run, you go fade until everything's done. If you're a priest, that's even better. Or not fade, but you guys know what I mean. Night shard, and you're safe. Feign death works great too for any class that can play a hunter. Um, yeah. Um, I've never. I really like. I did a video I was on doing stuff with my Death Knight, and someone was like, "Oh, you're a noob. You don't know how to play a Death Knight. Learn your class and shit." And I even said I have never played Blood. I'm not a Blood. I've played Frost and Unholy. I've only had one Unholy. I have one Frost right now because I basically, from the free respec, the two free respecs, I went Blood. I respect Scootier Blood. The one I was playing was Blood. I don't, how do I say this? I prefer to die sometimes than do cheap shit like that, okay? But it's fun. It's just a game. Like, I could tell someone, yeah, you might know your class, but do you know your race? That's the question. Do you know your race? If you know your race and your class, and I start a guild, I would want you in that guild. So even if you're in Storm Reaver and you're not in a guild and you know your race and your class, and Scootier's online, message me and ask me if you can join my guild, because you know your race and you know your class. You're better than most people in Warcraft. You gotta understand your race and your class. Some people just pick their race because, oh, this looks good. This is a better looking race. Like I picked a gnome Death Knight. Well, gnomes really aren't. How do I say this? Good Death Knights. Gnomes are casters. Gnomes are great casters. They make it's just they're small. They look cool. That's the reason why. But gnomes are casters. You use gnomes as casters and stuff. The best hunter, well, would be, I like the Draenei. The Draenei hunters are cool. I run Draenei hunters. I do have some Draenei, some other hunters. I hate dwarves. I just don't like dwarf hunters. I don't understand why the humans can't be hunters. Like, they can be everything else but hunters. They should be hunters. Like, they can be paladins where only two other classes in the Alliance can be paladins. Um, like they can't even be shamans. So you'd think that when Burning Crusade came out, they'd be like, okay, well, let's make they give the Draenei shaman, and oh, let's have the humans become shamans as well. Because really, but it'd be people would be like, oh, that fucks up the lore. That's lore. You do know that Blizzard writes the lore. It's not these book people. These book people have to go through Blizzard to get the lore. It's the Blizzard lore. The Blizzard lore guys write these books. Like they create the lore for the game. Well, it's just like I had some guy tell me, oh yeah, you'll never see the Pantarans because they're this. Well, I didn't say to him, just because you've seen it in a book doesn't mean the Blizzard lore guys can go, oh well, let's make or Blizzard themselves, the lore guys can go, or the game guys can go, oh, let's make the Pantarans a playable race. Any alliance, make it a neutral race, really. Like that'd be cool if we could have two neutral races that, oh, I can go in, that can go into Stormwind or Orgrimmar and all that crap, and do stuff in there, and get exalted with them. That'd be cool. Getting exalted with everyone. You could quest and you'd be like, yeah, it'd suck because you wouldn't be good for PvP. Like you'd have to, oh, which faction, or you could have it the Pantarans be neutral, but the Pantarans are neutral to each other in PvP, and they can't kill each other and stuff, but they can break off and go faction wise. Like that'd be cool. Well, hey, 7 minutes. Well, I guess this should be Night Wolf and Acid Storm, if I'm right. It's Acid Storm. Signing off.